Soldiers in Gabon have announced that the head of the Republican Guard will be the country's new head of state, hours after saying they had placed the newly re-elected president under house arrest. If successful, the Gabon coup will be the 8th in West and Central Africa since 2020.
I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me.
Trapped in his own house and desperate, military officers in oil-producing Gabon said they had seized power today and had put President Ali Bongo under house arrest, stepping in minutes after the Central African state's election body announced that he had won a third term.
Avons décidé de défendre la paix en mettant fin au régime en place.
We have decided to defend peace by putting an end to the current regime, soldiers say. The officers, who said they represented the armed forces, declared on television that the election results were canceled, borders were closed, and state institutions were dissolved after a tense vote that was set to extend the Bongo family's more than half-century in power. Hundreds of people on the streets of the Gabonese capital celebrated the military's intervention, while France, Gabon's former colonial ruler, which has troops stationed in the African nation, condemned the coup.
La France condamne le coup d'État militaire qui est en cours.
France condemns the military coup that is taking place in Gabon. France is closely monitoring the development of the situation on the ground and reaffirms its wish for the election results, once known, to be respected. So we are monitoring this closely, a French government spokesperson said today. Experts say the perception that Gabon's election was not transparent may have led to military officers seizing power and President Bongo being placed under house arrest.
People who were feeling impatient and frustrated and who felt that it was time for a change in Gabon, they were asking themselves why, after he's already done 2 7-year terms, why should he be elected yet again and in a process which doesn't look terribly transparent?
A lack of international observers, the suspension of some foreign broadcasts, and authorities' decision to cut internet service and impose a nighttime curfew nationwide raised concerns about election transparency.
And the soldiers announced their takeover immediately afterwards, and that, I think, is a reflection of the fact that the electoral process and the way the results were being announced did not look very credible.
In his video message released today, President Bongo says his wife and son were taken to a different location.
Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise.
For now, soldiers are celebrating a new leader who is President Bongo's cousin. Joining us now is political science professor Moses Tesi from Middle Tennessee State University. Professor, do you think this coup happened because the people of Gabon are tired and skeptical of President Bongo?
Definitely. They're really very tired of one-man rule. What we need to understand is that the Bongo people or the Bongo family has ruled Gabon since 1967. His father ruled for more than 40 years. When he died in 2009, his son, Ali Bongo, was made president. And he's been president since 2009 to yesterday morning, when his presidential guard led the revolt and basically detained him, put him under house arrest.
Do you think this coup will be successful and actually stick?
Well, we have to remember that Gabon is not the only country in Africa to have had a coup of this nature. It started with Guinea, and then you had Mali, and then you had Niger, and in many respects, Chad, and then today we have Gabon. But I think it's really going to stick. What we have to understand with Gabon is that it's very, very wealthy as far as the oil is concerned. It's an oil-producing country and has been an oil-producing country since the 70s. But the problem is that the Gabon relies on importation of food. It imports basically most of the food that it uses in the country. And so while some of the what we call rich Gabonese have been doing very well, the wealth has not really been distributed in order to bring about social and economic progress. As a result, the population is really disgruntled as to what the political leadership has done in the country since 1967.
What happens next? We saw a video of President Bongo asking people to make noise for him. What do you think his fate will be?
Well, what we have to understand is that he apparently thinks he's loved, or he was loved as president, and therefore people will go to the street, and hopefully in going to the street and protesting, he would really, the military will give up. But other examples exist to show that that's not the case. Instead, the population basically was rejoicing. And so who is going to make noise? There are about 400 French troops in Libreville, the capital of Gabon. Now, let's say foreign countries like European countries, for example, France, they're going to take some action in order to maybe more or less fight against the coup leaders in order for Bongo to be brought back? I don't think so, because France's image in Africa is not a good one. And if France were to try to intervene in order to reinstall Bongo in power, then that would just create greater havoc for the country and for France itself. I'm not sure France would want to intervene. One of the things with modern coup d'etats in Africa is that they've tended to avoid killing the president. And so probably he's going to be given an easy way out of the country. And in that case, the military might then decide to do what they want to do.
Thanks so much for joining us, Professor.
Okay, thank you.